Hey guys, welcome back to the 6 Gear channel. In today's review, we're going to review a 2021 F-150 XLT, but it's actually the 300a model, so it's more of an entry model XLT. Really nice, but without any further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, so this is the 2021 XLT 300a, so it's Ford goes in codes with XLT, so it goes 300, 301, 302. And basically when you go up to each code, it gives you more things standard. So the first thing I notice off the bat is you don't get daytime running lights with a 300a XLT. So we can see that we don't have that sculpted LED daytime running light that actually goes down below. You get halogens here, which still some people prefer, but you don't have that option to get LEDs. But again, you still have that different front fascia. So as you can see, a different grille, different headlights. And I'll give you a view of the side there, or the front, my bad. So that's what the front looks like of the 300 XLT, 300A. This color is an Oxford white, so it's more of a flat white, not sparkly. So, and you also get 20, or not 20s, you get 18-inch rims. So here you go, you can see the rim size there. These rims are actually pretty nice. They sell on Michelin tires too. And yeah, they're chrome. This is the chrome package too, so as you can see, there is chrome around. So you get the chrome on the bumper, the chrome in the grille, the chrome rims. You don't have chrome mirrors on the mirror caps, but you do have chrome running boards right there with some snow. But yeah, that's what the front looks like. I'll make our way to the back now, and we'll show you the rear end. Okay, so this is what the back looks like of the F-150 300A XLT. And this one is a 6.5 foot bed, so a lot of people like to have the 6.5 because you can fit more items like quads in the back, bikes, and that kind of thing. But you don't get LED headlights or taillights, my bad, with the 300A or any XLT. But this one's nice because you do have still equipped parking sensors. So one right there, and one right there, and then also one on the other side. And you still have that trailer, well, I call it a trailer light basically, because if you're backing up a trailer at nighttime and you need to see, it's nice to have that light as an option. Well, it's already there, so it's standard. Pull this down, you can see too that this is actually a handle, not a button, like in the 302A I reviewed. And as you can see too, the bed is pretty standard. There's no spraying or anything like that. The spray-ins are always an option, or the drop-in. I always recommend a spray because the spray, it's pretty impenetrable to get out unless you're really digging into it. But you can tell too, there's no tail light or bed lights, so usually they sit right there, and then there's also one right there that usually goes, but as you can tell, there isn't any of those lights because there's no button over here. Usually that's where the button is, right there. But you still have that top of view of the tail light, which is pretty nice. It is halogen, there's no LEDs, so that's what you can expect with a 300A XLT. Now, everyone's always curious about the price of this one, so I will mention the price to you guys. This is in Canadian, of course, because everyone's so curious to see what they look like, or what they're priced at, where they're priced at. So this one here, $55,514 for a 300A XLT. So as you can see, when you read a window sticker from Ford, it says 300A XLT. So these are the optional packages. XTR is pretty much a standard package when you get 300A, and then the trailer tow package for $1,125. Now, again, this is Canadian. The American equivalent, I can't really do off the top of my head. Probably low to mid 40s, I could probably say, but I'd have to do the calculation for that. Okay, so let's hop into the back seat. So this is what the interior looks like of a entry model XLT. So I'll start with the door panel. The door panel is not soft touch material, it's hard touch plastic up here. There is a textured material, but you do have a soft place to rest your arm. Usually trucks have that there. You don't have chrome on the door handle like in other previous trucks I reviewed, but you do have some chrome on the window switch, and then you have your cup holder spot there. Now this is a gray cloth interior, and you can't get leather with any XLT unless you want to add leather in it with other companies that do it. But for the back, you have USB, so I'll kind of move in here. You have USB, USB-C, and then you also have cup holders too, which can be safely stored in there, or you can put it down for more cup holders like that. You don't have cup holders in the center console because it does flip up for the front seat. You can also lift up the back seats like typically any other truck on the market. So thing with Ford, what I love, and everyone else kind of followed suit, is the flat floor, which is nice to obviously have guests back here when they sit down. Now, that's pretty much it for the back. So let's head into the driver's seat. So I have the truck in accessory power mode. So as you can see, the lights are still on, just the truck isn't on. But we'll start with the door panel. Door panel, same type of material like the back seats. A hard touch plastic here. You have soft material, which is a little bit bigger, obviously, because the door is bigger for your arm. And then again, you have your door handle, window switch controls, mirror controls, lock and unlock right there. So that's pretty much it for that. Okay, it's also in, it's like this is a dark gray color, and I think this one is a dark gray too, and this is all light gray. Now, if we move into the driver spot, you have the same controls like in every other F-150. You just don't have the pedal controls here. Tailgate switch there. These are your headlights. They're on auto right now. Fog lights if you push this in. This is your dimmer for your instrument cluster. And then also this is your parking brake. Now there's one thing I did notice is this is not a telescopic steering wheel. So the steering wheel will only move forward and back. It won't move up and down. I've tried, but the steering wheel I think it's in a really good position already. So you just have to configure it to go forward and back. You don't have power seat controls. You do have manual. So this is your lumbar. This is your recliner. And then you have in the front there to pull the seat all the way forward or back. So I think that's it on the side. Let's hop into the driver's seat. Okay, so we are in the F-150 now. The steering wheel setup is the same as typically the other models, but the material differs. So you can tell that the material here on the steering wheel is not a leather. It's just like a hard rubber feel. It still feels really good, like the 10 and 2 positions do feel nice, but again, it's not a leather wrapped steering wheel. It's not what you'd expect anyways when you get into an entry model XLT. All trucks now have Ford Co-Pilot Assist, so you have lane keeping assist system, and then you have your blind spot monitoring right there. So same buttons on the steering wheel typically like every other model right now. You have your volume controls, cruise control, lane keeping assist system. These control this center stack here. Now, as you can tell, it's smaller compared to the XLT 302a that I reviewed, but it'd be the same size as the previous generation 302a XLT. So again, it's just a screen that you can kind of configure. So by using the buttons here, you can go through the settings, a comm screen, there's an eco coach, there's your fuel economy. Obviously it's a brand new truck, so the fuel economy is not great because no one's really been driving it. Driver assistance, your trip odometer, your speedometer. Again, I just leave it on speedometer. You do have your automatic right there. That icon there is automatic head high beams. So just do this button here. Okay. Over here you have your menu controls for your infotainment, which I'll go over, and then your call hang up. One thing I did, well, there's two things I noticed. One is the key is not in the steering rack itself. Here, it's actually in the dash. So to put the key in the truck, you have to put it in the dash. Now you do have a key also for 300a XLT, but the one thing I did notice, so they've changed the column shifter, the feel of it, but I found that it's actually really smooth to put in gear. Like, it's not very stiff. It's very smooth. It feels like butter when you just kind of put it down into gear. And I actually do like the feel of it. It's pretty thick. It's got your manual mode here. But yeah, it's actually a really nice column shifter, to be honest with you. Never thought I would talk a lot about a column shifter, but it does feel really nice. Now, moving into the center stack, this is equipped with the 8-inch touch screen. You can't get the 12-inch in the entry model 30 or XLT. This was standard pretty much across all lineups in Ford F-150 land. And it's still really nice. Like I really love an 8-inch touchscreen. It's user friendly. You have all your apps here, your phone controls. It's really similar to the previous generation. It's just upgraded with the Sync 4 system. You have your home function, which I've gotten a lot of questions about people asking me if there's still a home function on the 12-inch. There isn't. It's just more configurable. But you do have that home function right up there. And then your settings. You can click here, you can kind of go through the settings here, and then features. You don't have the zone lighting with this truck. I guess just because they didn't decide to put it in, maybe because you don't have LEDs. Not really sure why they didn't put it in here, but just letting you know you don't have it. But again, really simple. You still have standard buttons up here, automatic stop start. Your rear view camera. So right now I'm in our body shop paint booth. So as you can see, there's not much there to see behind me. Hazards are up here, traction control. Now moving down to the center stack, pretty similar to the previous generation trucks. You just have buttons here for your climate control. But it's actually really nice because the 300A in the previous generation truck, you never got rear defrost. You actually get rear defrost now with the 300A entry model XLT. Then you have your tuning knobs, your volume knobs. You can turn the screen into a calm mode here. So if I turn this off, I can turn the screen on or off. But yeah, pretty standard stuff here. You do have your Pro Trailer Backup Assist, your trailer brake controller, and then also your drive modes here. So same as other models, you still have your drive modes here, which do change into the center stack. So if I move the drive mode into different modes, it's an animated picture, but it's not an animated moving view. So I can change it and go through different modes here, just like that. Now, you do have also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you hook up your phone through here, USB, USB-C, and then a 12 volt down here. There's also too, what I've noticed, there's a pocket right here. So the pocket actually is decently deep. I'd say about 3.5 inches deep, or maybe 4, and it's actually pretty wide. Like, it's a nice pocket to fit change or your phone or anything maybe to that view, I guess, like a phone or, like I said, change, papers, pens, that kind of thing. So it's just a really nice pocket. It's stationary too, doesn't move. And then over here you have your 12 volt, and then over here you have a USB, USB-C again. So you have 4 charge ports, so 2 here and 2 here, and then a 12 volt. Now this is to open up your glove box over here, and then your glove box is right there. The dash itself is pretty similar. It's just the material that changes, right? Like all of up here is hard touch plastic. There's still a pocket up here to put maybe your phone or anything else like that. But again, it's not for luxury when you're buying a truck like this. I know it's expensive still, but you know, trucks now are not cheap. So there's nothing really you can do at this point. But it's actually a really nice truck. Like, I really do feel comfortable. I find that the seats have changed with comfort. Like, these are the gray seats, and again, I feel like they've, you know, upgraded the comfort when it comes to sitting down. Like, they actually feel really nice to sit in. I'm not on the fence with, like, I'm on the fence with leather and cloth, but like up here in the winter times and the heat, like the leather kind of just fluctuates temperatures so much, but with it being cloth, it's actually pretty nice. Now I'll move out of here and I'll show you guys the center console and how it works. One thing I will mention also, when you do shut the truck off, you do get that little bit of display here with Ford, and you also do have that rear seat reminder. You can't turn it off, so if you want just to kind of shut it off real quick, just hit close on it. So here's the center console. Again, pretty standard and straightforward. It works like the past generation trucks too. You have your storage up here, and then you have your cup holders, and then also too, it works as a third seat, which is pretty nice. But again, going back to the seats, I do feel like they're a little bit more plush. I do feel like they're a little bit more softer when you sit into them. They're very wide, so you know, if you're a bigger person, you would fit really nice in them. I think that's it for the interior, so I'll just move out to the exterior and we'll wrap it up. Well, that concludes the XLT review. I kind of went through, I think, most things with the truck, and again, it's a really nice truck for something a little bit cheaper. Again, I know it's 55 grand Canadian, so probably about low to mid 40s US. You don't get some of the things that you want, probably like the LED lights, daytime running lights too, but if you're just looking for a truck and that's pretty much it, I think this would be the way to go. This is a 5-liter 2 hooked up to the 10-speed transmission. So we're getting a lot of those now. More of Ford's bread and butter truck, I think, is pretty much the 2.7 with the 10-speed. But the 5 liters, people have really tried and true to it. It's a really good motor for people if they really like the V8, and it's pretty much the only option you can get with Ford for a V8. So, but again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I think that's it, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.